Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to make Minecraft look incredible. And in order to do this, I'm going to be combining a couple mods, resource packs, and shaders. And in the end, I have 3 different results that I really think you'll be satisfied with. And these 3 combinations are going to be using the same set of starting mods, so we'll take a look at those first. And once we've covered that portion, I'll get into each particular combination. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, you're going to need a computer with some decent power in order to run these combinations yourself. And if you're looking to get a new computer, definitely take a look at the sponsor for this video, Digital Storm. This here is the computer that they personally sent me, and I must say I'm very happy with the quality. It looks great, and they even included everything you need if you'd like to make changes to it in the future. They've got options for most budgets, so you should be able to find the right PC for you, and regardless of which one you do go with, I'm sure you'll be more than happy with your choice. So if you'd like to take a look at Digital Storm yourself, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Alright, the first mod we're going to be installing and building off of is Terraforged. Terraforged gives you easily some of the most incredible terrain generation out there, and is more than worthy of being the mod that I'm building this around. The land is very detailed, and it has its own custom trees, but one thing in particular that I've mentioned in the past, you'll probably want to play this with higher render distance simply because of how the terrain generates. Everything's just kind of bigger, so if you're playing on a render distance anywhere under 16, you're probably not going to be able to appreciate this as much as you should. Next up, we'll be installing dynamic trees, and just as Terraforged makes your landscape look more realistic, dynamic trees does the same thing for the trees. And this realistic appearance also means they look a whole lot more detailed. You'll notice with this mod installed, trees have actual branches. Plus, the trunk gets narrower as it reaches the top. And in order for dynamic trees to work with Terraforged, you're gonna have to install a compatibility patch with them, which is literally just called Dynamic Trees Terraforged. And once you've done this, you'll be good to go. In addition to that, we'll be installing Dynamic Trees Plus, which does the same thing as Dynamic Trees, except to cactuses. And after this, I've gone ahead and installed Physics mod. And as you all know, this mod makes it so when you break blocks in Minecraft, they'll actually shatter into pieces that obey the laws of gravity. And this is just a wonderful visual effect and absolutely deserves to be included. There are some settings I've changed, however. First, I've reduced the size of pieces to 70%, and this will just help keep these pieces from being intrusive. And this is definitely up to you. Whatever you want to set this to, you can, but 70% is the number that I landed on. Next, I disabled collapsing blocks because while it looks really cool, it's not the best for actually playing with. And last, I set the physics lifetime to 0.1, and the pieces still last longer than you think they would, but again, they're not going to get in the way. For our next mod, we're going to be installing Camera Overhaul, and this is a really cool mod that makes it so as you move around, you'll actually slightly lean in that particular direction. And I personally love how this looks, and you can customize it exactly as you wish, so if you don't want it to be that powerful, you can just go into the config and lower the numbers. And if you really want the effect to be crazy, you can go ahead and raise it. And in the config, I decided to disable vertical velocity pitch factor, because this makes it so when you jump, it won't make your screen tilt forward, which I personally find to be a little bit annoying. Now, here you're going to have 2 different options. The first is going to be to install Optifine, which is going to be necessary for literally everything else in the rest of this video. So basically, any of the 3 upcoming combinations, be sure to install Optifine. But if you're happy with how things look right now, consider installing Halogen, which is a forge port of sodium, cranking your render distance up to 32, and just enjoying how it looks there. Honestly, at this point, it already looks amazing, and if you just want the vanilla graphics with no shaders, then you should certainly go with this. And now, the final piece I'll be installing before I get into each individual combination is Fresh Animations. And this is a resource pack that I've deservedly shown a lot over the past few months because it truly looks incredible. It replaces a bunch of the mob's animations in Minecraft with far more detailed and very satisfying ones. Be aware though, you're gonna have to have Optifine in order for this to work correctly. Alright, and now that we have all of our base mods out of the way, it's time to get into the combinations. And for combination 1, the shader we're going to be building around is Complementary. This is easily one of my favorite shaders available right now, as it's very customizable and visually is one of the best. But of the 3 combinations, we're going to be considering this the most performance friendly. So the first thing we're going to do with this shader is disable real-time shadows, and it actually still looks really good once you've done this. It does look better when you have the actual shadows on, but you will notice a significant performance boost once you turn them off. Next, I've set water type to vanilla-ish, which makes the water, well, closer to vanilla, but it still has that shader appearance that makes it look amazing. After that, we're going to be changing some settings which make nighttime look amazing, the first of which is changing its shader star counts to high, and second, enabling galaxies. I've also set the galaxy brightness to about 50% because I think this just looks a bit better. And finally, I've enabled block light flickering, which will give a gentle flickering appearance to all the lights in your game. And that's all the tweaking I'm personally going to be doing to the shader. And now we're going to be installing the Stay True Resource Pack. And this resource pack is essentially just a complete enhancement of the regular game's textures. With Stay True installed, you'll find that blocks' textures will combine with one another, individual block types have a lot more variety, trees' leaves have been improved, and many other features. And combined with the modified Complementary Shader, this combination looks absolutely fantastic. And you should be able to get some pretty solid performance out of this as well. Moving on to the second combination, which is going to be a little bit more difficult to run, we're going to be using the Makeup Ultra Fast shader. And this shader's aim is to give you both good performance and good visuals, and it does a really nice job with that. And the only setting we're going to be changing for this shader is the color scheme. And this setting is going to be completely up to you. All of the color schemes look good in their own way, and really, it's just going to come down to preference. The options you have available are Ethereal, Ethereal 2, Legacy, Coco, Captain, and Shoka. This time around, I've decided to go with Legacy, although again, all of these are solid options. And for our resource pack, I've installed Devorian Steampunk. And this pack is going to give you some amazing looking steampunk themed textures, and you can find it in resolutions ranging from 64 all the way to 512, although only the 64 version is free. And most blocks in the game are included, however there's a decent amount that are not. So if this is something that's going to bug you, an alternative that I also very much enjoyed is the Overgrown resource pack. And regardless of which pack you use, this combination is going to give you vibrant graphics that are very nice on the eyes with a moderate performance hit. And finally, for the third combination, and easily the most computer intensive so far, we have one of my absolute favorite resource pack shader combinations I've ever used. And this is the SEUS PTGI ray traced shaders combined with the Patrix resource pack. And these two packs combined are truly phenomenal. Patrix is literally built to use this shader pack, and the visuals that you'll get from it are stunning. There are a few settings you're gonna have to change. At first, set the texture resolution to what you're using. For me, I'm using the 32 resolution version. Next, you'll want to enable full ray trace reflections. After that, you're going to want to turn off motion blur because it shouldn't have even been on in the first place. And finally, again, for my own personal tastes, I turned off blocky clouds. In my opinion, matched with everything else on this list, I think this is the best Minecraft can look right now, and it's also tougher to run than most modern games. So there you have it. Each of these combinations should provide you with something to go for, and hopefully if your computer isn't very powerful, you can at least attempt to run it with the Halogen mod. And anyway, that'll do it for this video, and if there's anything else you think I should have included in any of these combinations, definitely let me know and I'll be sure to take a look at it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.